Good morning. It's Friday the 5th of June and I'm striding off to the station to go up to the Vic today on Edgeware Road. Been out early morning conditioning and taking the dog for a walk, dropped the boy at school and heading off. It's just not nearly 9 o'clock yet. And I thought what I'd do is when I get on the train, I'll give you a few insights into my sort of daily preparation for the day's activities ahead. And like any professional, getting ready for the game is as important as actually playing a game. So I'll share a few insights as to how I do that a little bit later. Okay, take care, bye. On the train, made it. So I will just go through the three key things that I do as preparation before playing on a typical day. The first thing I do, and I do use a trusty notebook, is set down a very simple day plan. So, for example, I'm going to play 4 hours at the Vic, and second thing here is ensure that I'm really focused and ready at the table for the first hand. Be aware of the table dynamics, stack sizes, and the players, who I know, who I don't know, and not start cold or getting prepared. I had a big problem earlier in the week when I did that and got stacked in the 4th hand of the day. I'm also going to really focus on my repeatable thought process, ask what if questions and the inverse question, which helps to set up whether or not I'm bluffing or value bet sizing. And also something that's come up in conversation is around whether or not I can actually be increasing my current RFI sizes to enhance better EV in certain situations and circumstances. So that's my day plan, and I'll review that at the end of the session. The second thing I'll do is go through about 20 odd hands on the Hungry Horse hand trainer. This is something I get access to having completed the boot camp in January, and I'm a member of the pasture. This also helps to really get some repeatable practice in on certain spots to actually build those repetitions and that muscle memory that you need in game. The final thing I do is actually to deal out some cards and play some hands that reflects the Hungry Horse training that I've just done previously. So in this instance I've dealt out Queen 9 off, that's a button opening, and I'm assuming that big blind calls, 200 big blinds deep, and the flop is 8-3-5, that's a flush draw, so very wet and dynamic. Villain's range here is going to be some overpairs, some eights, some underpairs, have some flush draws, straight draws, gut shots and air. The turn, after my C-bet, and I'm assuming he just checks, is a offsuit 4, it's a straightening card. Villain's range now has not really improved. He might have a straight that's come in, but he's got a lot of inelastic hands. I've got air still. This is a prime situation here for me to put in the overbet, even with my air bluff. I'm likely to potentially get called with a lot of inelastic hands, and some of the best bluffs are those which you get the most money in on the turn. Assuming villain calls, the river is a paired 4. Again, not really changed very much in terms of villain's range. I would now be targeting his 8x, maybe his 9s or 10s if he's still with those, and I believe that I can actually fold them out with an overbet on the river, and that would be my play in this particular situation. So a bit tricky trying to do that on the chain with announcements going off and stuff, but hopefully you got the gist. The other thing is that, and I go through those sort of hands, I deal them out. I like the tactile feel, getting used to the cards in your hand again before the day's play. And then the final thing I do is, as I'm actually going up to the Vic, and the Empire's similar, is I have an app that you can actually log on an hour before onto the waiting list, and I'll do that and I'll just show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, so this is the Grosvenor app. You go in and it's got the main casinos here. The Vic is part of the Grosvenor group, so you just click on that particular icon and it comes up. It defaults to the tournaments. I never play tournaments, so I go onto the cash games here, and it identifies the tables they've got live. So table 15 here is a current live table 1-2. There's no other tables running, so I'm going to get myself down on the 1-2 list here, and I join that waiting list. Oops, I'm going to try again, and we're on. That's good. So then go back, and I'm also going to put my name down on the 1-3 table. There's not one running yet, some waiting, so that goes there, and I join that waiting list, and fail to join, try again, and successfully joined. So now I'm 2 waiting lists, and they stay there for, my name will stay on the list for about an hour, I think it is, so I should get there in time in order to get a seat, or at least reduce my wait. So it's a really good system and works very well. I've arrived at the Vic after a short walk from Baker Street Station. I prefer coming that way than down Edgeware Road personally. Trains are really busy on the Jubilee line. There's a test match going on at Lords just up the road against New Zealand, but I'm here to play some 1-2, 1-3. My name's on the waiting list, so I'm going to go in, see how it goes. When I come out, do some reflection on this week, first week of June. At least the sun's out for the first time in June, it appears, here in the UK, in London. And then also just sort of reflect on today, if anything in particular has come up that would be good to share. Anyway, speak to you guys later. Thank you. So my session at Vic has just finished. 100 down today. I actually played very well, but after the first half hour or so, just went very, very card dead, and had to stay disciplined and just wait for some opportunities, which didn't come along, but quite pleased with the way I played today. End of the first week of June. Actually, it's 500 down. Actually, I played pretty well, apart from two big hands that actually went against me. One was where I had a really bad run out in a 4-bet pot where it gone multi-way, and I ended up losing somewhere in the order of about 450 on that, which was against the odds, but it happens, unfortunately. And then I made a very, very bad mistake here earlier in the week on Tuesday in the 4th hand in, which I was saying about starting off cold, where I ended up jamming against a pair of aces in a 4-bet pot against somebody's queens, and they'd had it set on the flop, which I didn't really range them very well for that, which is a bit stupid. But anyway, so it's been a decent week. Just got to take some of those mistakes out, and onwards and upwards for next week. Recover over the weekend, do a bit of review, study, and see where we get to. So I've got back home, and I can review my day plan from today. Yes, I did 4 hours, just over 4 hours at the Vic. I was really focused when I got there, made sure that I got my eyes and ears open very, very quickly, looked at table dynamics, stack sizes and players who I knew, who I didn't know, my repeatable thought process, what if questions and inverse questions to calibrate my value bets and bluff bet sizing was very good. And I did consider opportunities to increase my RFI sizes, but didn't actually implement them today, but I did consider them. So maybe there'll be opportunities next week that I can bring that into my game and trial some ideas there as well. And finally, just one hand from today, which shows how effective the in-possession range c-bet can be to suit our purposes. Very simple example of the effectiveness of the in-position range c-bet. I'm sitting here on the cutoff, Queen Jack off, folds round to me, I open up to £12, it folds round and the big blind calls. Flop comes down 765, can't get much wetter and more dynamic than that. The pot is £25, it checks to me, villain is uncapped, and I'm going to c-bet range here. Go slightly smaller than half pot because, well, basically I have got an air bluff. Hopefully he will either call really weak hands or raise off strong hands. He raises to 35. He's obviously got some connection there with the board in some shape or form. I haven't. I'm going to fold. I get out of the way, and then we can move on to the next hand.